I want to talk about something that I feel like maybe is a little controversial, maybe not, but I feel like no one really talks about it on social media. At least I don't see this conversation being had, but I think about this every day. And this is coming from like an old school beauty content creator. I started on YouTube 14 years ago. Like that is insane. I have been here for every single era, consistently uploading, downloading every new platform, like watch the birth of TikTok. You know, like I remember when Instagram became a thing, I was already on YouTube when Instagram became a thing. I downloaded Instagram and like, it was like this new app and we were posting the square photos. Like I've been here for all of it. And I feel like we're in such a weird place on social media as content creators where I am like fighting. I feel like I am like trying to run through mud to connect with my followers at this point. I feel like there are so many bots and I feel like these apps are now controlling who views my videos. And I feel like I get punished and penalized for not showing up and creating all the time. In the sense of I took off, like I didn't post a TikTok, I think for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe like, sorry, shit, life happens. I've been doing this for 14 years. Maybe I'm a little burnt out, God forbid. But then I come back to TikTok and it's like, I'm put in like this TikTok jail where my views are complete shit. No one is seeing, like, it's one thing if my engagement is shit, meaning like maybe my views are high, but my comments are low and the likes are low. It's like, okay, so my audience wasn't feeling the vibes of this video. That's fine. But I'm talking like when you have 1 million followers, but your videos are only getting 30,000 views, this is just not the way it used to be. Like when I started, it was so organic. Like you subscribe to the people that you liked, you open up those apps, or you got a notification on your phone saying so-and-so just posted a video, you go, you engage with it. And like, it was that simple. Now it's like, I put videos out there and sometimes I just feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm like, where is my audience?
Influencer culture is dying. And honestly, are we going to really miss it? While some creators are spiraling over dropping views, others are thriving. And the difference, it all comes down to one thing: relatability. Hey everyone, I'm Danny, and if you've been on TikTok lately, you've probably seen the conversation about influencer culture collapsing. And look, I'm not here to celebrate anyone's downfall or celebrate that this is happening, because a lot of people rely on this for their income. But we need to talk about what's really happening right now. We're living through an affordability crisis, right? According to recent reports, almost half of Americans say it's harder to afford groceries than it was a year ago. Housing costs now consume over 35% of household income, way beyond the 30% affordability threshold. About a quarter of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and that number keeps rising, especially for lower income households. So when people are struggling to pay rent, buy groceries, and afford basic necessities, the last thing they want to see is influencers flaunting designer handbags, fully stocked refrigerators, and luxury hauls. It's tone deaf, it's exhausting, and people are frankly over it. Before we dive deeper, if you enjoy conversations like this or content like this, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment below sharing your thoughts on this shift. I want to hear from you. Are you tired of the flashy content, or do you miss the aspirational lifestyle posts? Let's discuss. Let me give you a perfect example of what's going wrong. Recently, beauty influencer Jaclyn posted an emotional video complaining about her declining views. She has millions of followers, but only getting thousands of views on her content. Well, not thousands, but she's getting, 500,000 thereabout. She genuinely seemed confused about why people weren't engaging anymore. So while she was talking to her supporters and trying to figure out what's going on with her content and about her engagement numbers, her recent content showed her debating which $2,000 designer handbags to buy, and ultimately buying both. She posted about the 21-seat dining table with personalized wine bottles and a private bartender for Thanksgiving. The response: it was a little brutal. People created response videos with the caption, "We're in an affordability crisis, Jaclyn." Comments flooded in from people who are struggling to afford housing, food, and basic bills. One person put it perfectly: "I'm sorry if people don't want to be drowned by overconsumption by influencers when they can't afford housing." This isn't just about Jaclyn though. She's become the face of a larger problem. Influencers who've become so wealthy and so disconnected from their audiences that they can't understand why their content doesn't resonate anymore. On the flip side, the influencer marketing industry is actually still growing. It's worth $32.55 billion globally in 2025, with US spending alone surpassing $10 billion. But The way people engage with influencers is fundamentally changing. The era of aspirational content is kind of dying. A user on TikTok summed it up. I didn't mind MTV Cribs because it was ridiculous. Having to see how boring rich people are during a recession is annoying. People are over it. The money is still there, but it's flowing to different types of creators now. Authenticity and relatability are in. Overconsumption and wealth flaunting are out. Now let's talk about who is connecting with audiences right now. Enter Olandria Carthen and Nick Van Steenberg, also known as Olandria. These two have absolutely captivated their audiences, and it's not just because they're attractive. It's because people feel genuine personal connection to them. Right? They're like a cultural phenomenon, and they're now the beloved reality TV couple, right? So here's what sets them apart. People literally watch them fight to be together on Love Island. Viewers got to vote for them, root for their relationship through obstacles, and watch their love story unfold in real time. That creates investment. That creates connection. When audiences feel like they played a part in your journey, they're not just passive consumers, they're active supporters. Since leaving the villa, Olandria and Nick have been incredibly intentional about their brand deals. They're not just taking every check that comes their way. Their partnerships connect to their personal stories and their goals, and their fans can actually afford the products. That's the key thing right there. So, for example, you guys remember the NYX cosmetic deal? Olandria kissed Nick in the villa and her lip combo came off on him, and that became a viral moment. They partnered with NYX and made an official lip kit which sold out in hours, right? That was brilliant. Then there's a Sweet Green ad. We all know Olandria wanted a cowboy. In the early days in the villa, she was hooked on having a cowboy. Nick leaned into that country boy persona, little by little. And then when he came out of the villa, he was still leaning into it. So Sweet Green came calling, and they decided to shoot an ad on an actual farm, leading into that Olandria lore, right? That again connected with fans, their story to the brand, and it was also affordable, right? We have Strava and Brooks sneakers for Nick with his marathon running. That partnership makes sense. Olandria partnering with Copilot. She's a first generation college graduate from Tuskegee University, which is an HBCU. And she used this partnership to highlight how the platform could help students organize their lives. And she also literally spoke at Harvard Business School about leadership and authenticity, right? So we also see Olandria using Copilot in her daily life to stay organized as well. So the difference between, how Nick and Olandria are doing their brand partnerships versus, traditional influencers, they aren't going for random cash grabs. These are partnerships that elevate their stories and connect to causes they care about, all while featuring the products that their audience can actually buy or use. Despite Nick and Olandria's success, though, they also stay very grounded. Nick has been modeling for years, since he was 17, and that man has never bragged a day about all the brands that he's worked with. People have to go dig and search to find this information. We never hear it from Nick. He's intrigued by Olandria's independence and mystery. She's open about letting him take the lead sometimes, which allows her to embrace her femininity. They're building careers focused on longevity, not just, quick money. I don't know if you guys have seen the Adage posts with Olandria. She was praised for, her taking a deliberate approach to transforming momentary fame into a sustainable personal brand. She's not just an influencer. She's building something real. And I think that a lot of people are probably now going to study Olandria because she, in my opinion, she has definitely changed the game. Even the way in which Agua de Kefir worked with Nick and Olandria, I think that needs to be studied also, because that has also changed the game. Their sales have been up dramatically since partnering with Nick Olandria, and they have become more of a staple in people's refrigerators. In addition to that, there's this thing called de-influencing, which has become a major trend. Creators are now telling people what not to buy, and audiences trust them more because of it. When you're constantly being sold to, someone who says, "Don't waste your money on this," feels refreshing. According to eMarketer, 59% of US shoppers are most influenced by honest product reviews that include both positive and negative aspects. People don't want human billboards anymore. They want real opinions. Let's bring this back to the numbers for a bit. In 2025, food insecurity has increased, with 40% of US households reporting they can't reliably afford food. In New York City alone, 40% of families can't afford their weekly food costs. Nearly 3/4 of Americans say housing has become more unaffordable in their communities, and healthcare premiums are set to increase significantly for millions of people. When consumers are prioritizing needs over wants, buying less and saving more because of economic uncertainty, they don't want to see influencers rubbing wealth in their faces. They especially don't want to see it from people they helped make rich through their support, views, and purchases. It's not about jealousy, it's about respect and awareness. People want to see themselves reflected in the content they consume. And I think also, like, there is some amount of people who want aspirational content at the same time, because we do need something to look forward to. So I think there needs to be a balance, right? So here's a $1 million question. Can influencers like Jaclyn Hill and Jackie Aina, etc. turn this around? Can they reconnect with an audience that's evolved? Based on the comments on Jaclyn's post, people are telling her exactly what they need. "We're tired of influencers rubbing their wealth in our faces," they said. Another person said, "I'm sick of the buy mentality. I want to be educated on something." Someone else said, "You're not relatable because we're out here struggling." And another person said, "The money you spend on $10,000 purses could pay off my loans and change my life." The message is clear. Show us less luxury and more humanity. Teach us something valuable. Use your platform and wealth to make a real difference instead of showcasing it. Industry experts say influencer marketing isn't dead. It's just evolving. The $32 billion industry is shifting towards long-term partnerships instead of one-off posts, micro and nano influencers with authentic, engaged followings, content that feels like it's from a friend, not an advertisement, and transparency and honesty about products and partnerships. The brands and creators that are thriving in 2025 are chasing followers. They're building ecosystems based on credibility, storytelling, and genuine connection. Do you guys think the influencer era is ending, or is it just evolving? And for the influencers who understand that authenticity, relatability, and genuine connection matter more than luxury hauls and aesthetic perfection, I think they're going to be just fine once they evolve with the times. The ones who don't adapt, well, we're going to see what happens to them. So what do you guys think? Are you ready for this new era of influencer content? Do you think traditional influencers can pivot and reconnect with their audiences? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and share this video with someone who needs to see it. Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.